When people hear the word sex, they often think about pleasure. Very few people think about responsibility. Sex is powerful. It can create life. It can build intimacy. It can strengthen a marriage. But when misunderstood, it can also leave emotional wounds that last for years. And as I have come to understand people and relationships, I have learned something important. Not everything that feels good is good for you. Sometimes wisdom is simply knowing when to say, this may be something I desire, but it may not be something I should pursue. The Bible says in Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart. Notice that it doesn't say give your heart to everyone who asks for it. Guard it. Because your heart carries memories, your heart carries emotions, and sometimes what the body experiences for a moment, the heart remembers for a very long time. This is why sex should never be treated casually. It is not just two bodies meeting. There are emotions involved. There is trust involved. It involves more than just a moment of pleasure. Sometimes, one decision leads to consequences neither person ever saw coming. And let me say something, especially to young people. You don't have to prove that you are grown by giving your body away. You don't have to sleep with someone to keep them. You don't have to sleep with someone to prove that you love them. And you certainly don't have to give your body because you're afraid they will leave. If someone leaves because you established a boundary, perhaps what they wanted was access, not love. A wise person once said, what you allow today may become what you struggle with tomorrow. So learn to think beyond the moment. Ask yourself, what will this decision mean for me tomorrow? How will I feel about myself afterward? Does this person truly care about me, or do they simply desire access to me? Because attraction can be strong and still be misleading. And marriage does not automatically solve every problem surrounding sex. The Bible says in James 1:19, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. That principle belongs in the bedroom too. Because intimacy is not only about physical closeness. Sometimes intimacy is your husband being able to tell, I'm struggling, without feeling mocked. Sometimes it is your wife being able to say, I don't feel emotionally connected to you, without being dismissed. Sometimes the most intimate thing you can do is simply listen. Understand this. Sex cannot repair what communication refuses to address. If there is resentment, talk about it. If there is betrayal, address it. If there is emotional distance, don't pretend everything is fine simply because you are still sexually intimate. A couple can share a bed and still be emotionally miles apart. True intimacy brings people closer, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. And to the married woman listening to me, don't use sex as a weapon. To the married man listening to me, don't use sex as a means of control. Your spouse is not your possession. Marriage is a covenant of love, honor, sacrifice, and companionship. And when intimacy becomes an expression of those things, it becomes something much deeper than physical pleasure. It becomes connection, it becomes tenderness, it becomes trust. It becomes two people saying, in their own way, I still choose you. And to the single person listening to me, please don't be ashamed of your desire. Having sexual feelings does not make you dirty. You are human. But maturity is learning that not every desire deserves immediate satisfaction. Sometimes self-control is not weakness. Sometimes self-control is wisdom. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 6:18 to flee from sexual immorality. In other words, there are some situations you don't negotiate with. You walk away. You don't stay around temptation trying to prove how strong you are. You protect yourself before you find yourself trying to recover from a decision you knew you shouldn't have made. And if you've already made mistakes, hear me carefully. Your past does not make you worthless. You are not damaged goods. You are not beyond redemption. You are not disqualified from love. You can learn, you can heal, you can make better choices, and you can begin again. That is one of the beautiful things about grace. So, as we talk about sex, let us stop looking at it only through the eyes of pleasure. Let's look at it through the eyes of responsibility, through the eyes of love, through the eyes of wisdom. Because sex is not the problem. How we understand it, how we approach it, and how we treat the person involved, that is where wisdom becomes necessary. And perhaps the greatest lesson is this: don't give someone permanent access to a part of you simply because they gave you temporary attention. Your body has value. Your heart has value. Your future has value. And you are worth protecting. And to you out there, thank you so much for watching until this point. If you enjoyed this conversation, please like, share, and subscribe to The Love We Don't Talk About. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your heart, and stay blessed.